if you're an established beauty pro who has transitioned to selling courses online and you feel like you are undercharging for your course, like you feel like it's too low, in this video, I'm gonna reveal to you 3 steps you can follow to profitably price your course so that you are able to actually have some money that allows you to break free from the chair and not be stuck with a course that's not making you the money that you actually need to break free from the chair, okay? So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jaylin Dorsey-Mitchell. I am a funnel expert for established beauty pros who have transitioned to selling courses online and they want to generate consistent income. I have generated over $106,000 in the last 7 months in client revenue for beauty pros. That is my specialty, and that is why I am able to come here and confidently give you this 3-step process on how to profitably price your course. Okay, let's get straight into it. So step number one. Step number one is you need to identify the earning potential of your course. So I was on the phone with a client earlier and I was talking to them and she was telling me, I asked like, what is the price of your course going to be? Like, what do you plan? She was a lash tech. She was a brow artist. She's like, what is the price of your course going to be? And she was like, I saw some of my friends. I was really thinking $490, $497. I believe it was $497, but $497. And it's like, I looked to one of my friends, they was charging a little bit higher. I was like, to my another friend, I was charging a little bit lower. And it's like, I just wanted to be in the middle. And you probably did the same thing. Like, you probably wanted to kind of be in the middle. But I want to tell you that being the course that's in the middle is not the best strategy. I once learned from Russell Brunson, who got this from Dan Kennedy. They said being the cheapest in the market is not a strategy. Actually, being the highest in the market, being the second best, being the second cheapest is not a good strategy, right? You either want to be the highest or you want to be the lowest. But of course, we don't want to be the lowest. We want to be the highest. So if you are a beauty pro, you do not want to be in the middle price, right? You want to be able to have a course that actually puts money in your pocket, that actually gets your students to take action, and that actually moves you to feel fulfilled, like you're not undervaluing yourself, okay? So you need to identify the earning potential. So what I went ahead and did, I asked her, I said, okay, with this brow course, like if they follow everything that you did, what would they be able to make in a year? She sat there, she thought about it, she said, if they follow everything that I teach them, they will be able to, as a beginner, they will be able to make $60,000. So what I thought about right there, I paused there, I said, so you're telling me that you're going to teach them a skill that's going to allow them to generate $60,000 as a beginner, and you want to charge a low price, right? And I want to reveal this one rule to you guys. It's called the 10X rule, right? And it basically goes like this, right? Whatever you charge your students, they should be able to make that back within 12 months or less. So for example, if we are charging our students $100, they should be able to make $1,200 from whatever we teach them within 12 months or less. Now, if we reverse that in our favor and we look at this, right? If we know that we can trade them a skill that makes them, if we know we can teach them a skill that makes them $1,200, that means we should be able to price it at 10% of that, which would be $120. So my first step for you is I need you to figure out what is the earning potential that your student could possibly have if they follow everything you could do, you teach them as a beginner, okay? What would that be? So for this client in particular, she told me that they can make 60 grand. That put us at an earning potential. If I took 10% of this, that put us at an earning potential of $6,000, right? So if we look at this, she said that they could make 60 grand, okay? If I follow the 10X rule and I reverse it in my favor, that means I should be able to charge at least 10% of this. 10% of that equals $6,000. And I know a lot of you may be looking like, man, I'm not going to start. I'm not going to charge $6,000, right? That's just, I don't even have the confidence, and that's cool because $6,000 is just going to be what I call your aim price. This is the price you want to eventually get to once you continue to add value, build demand, add value, build demand, add value, build demand. But You may not be there right now, but I want you to keep in mind that this is your aim price. So since this is our aim price, that brings me to step number 2. Now, step number 2 is you need to set a proof price. You need to set a proof price. So let me explain to you what a proof price is. Anytime I work with a client and they're getting ready to launch something for the very first time, I always tell them that it's better in the beginning to get a whole bunch of people in your course to get case studies and proof that your course works rather than trying to charge a lot and get a little bit of people in, okay? So whatever that little bit is for you and whatever that lot of bit is for you, that's like subjective to the person or the beauty pro that I'm talking to. Everybody's confidence level is different. But if we keep the same example with the beauty pro that I'm talking about, I just remembered that I gotta write step number 2 for you guys. So step number 2 is we need to set a proof price. What is going to be our proof price? Okay, so let me show you how I would do that. Okay, step number 1 in step number 2. First thing we need to do, we know that our aim price, based on the example I told you, see they can make 60 grand, is 60 grand. I'm sorry. We know that our aim price is going to be $6,000 because if we reverse the 10x rule in our favor, actually, let me do it like this so you guys won't be confused. Let me do it like this so you guys won't be confused. Okay, so we know that our aim price is 6 grand. That's where we want to get to. But we need to set a proof price. And what I always suggest my beauty pros to do when setting a proof price is just make the proof price 10% of the aim price, okay? So 10% of, let's say the proof price, 10% of the aim price, this price right here, is going to be what? Say it with me, you guys, $600. So let me tell you why, why I feel like this is good. Like why I feel like it's good, but yeah, you get the point. Why I feel like this is good is if I tell somebody that, like, remember she said that they could make 60 grand if they do everything they tell them to do, she tells them to do as a beginner, okay? So if you tell me I can pay 6 grand to make 60 grand, would you or would you not take that deal? Would you or would you not take that deal? You probably would take that deal. Now, let's make it an even no-brainer. If I said you can pay me $600 to make 60,000, would you take that deal? You probably would take that deal even more because this is 1% of that number. This is 10% of that number. So, of course, I could pay 1% of that and make that, bam. So when you're thinking about your price, you probably, if you're watching this video, you probably are low. You probably like the $97, $47 range. And, you know, if you made this far, you probably like in that range, right? Or the 147, 199, whatever. If you in that range, right? If you're in that range, this is going to make sense for you right here, okay? Now, we have this proof price. But that brings me to step number 3. After we set our proof price, we need to, one second. Let's see. After we set our proof price, we need to let the market validate it. We need to let the market validate it, okay? So one thing I like to say is that people show that they really trust you with their credit card. Not all this, oh girl, I want your course, give me your course. All these talkers, right? The real students that really want what you have to offer show you that they really want it by taking out their credit card out their purse, punching in the numbers, and then buying your course. And I'm gonna go there anyways. Like a lot of beauty pros come and they be like, oh, I want to do this because such and such said they want to get it. I had a whole bunch of people reach out to me when really it's 2 people. And it's like, oh, they want your course. When you launch the course, blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. But then a lot of times when you launch the course, a lot of people be like, oh, you know, I ain't got it right now, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, I'm not going to go there today with this, but a lot of people like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But the real people who actually want what you have to offer, what do? They go out, they pull out their credit card, they pay for it, or they find a way to get the money and pay for it, okay? So let me show you how you, the next step is you let the market validate. You want to let the market validate. You want to let the market validate. So how do you do that? I love this framework that I kind of reworked from Alex Hormozy. This actually is Alex Hormozy's framework. This is his framework, and it's called the ladder framework. I don't know if he gave it a name, but I gave it a name, but I kind of stemmed it from him and put it in my industry. So, for example, let's say we have a ladder, right? Let's say you start at $600, and then you get 5 people to pay. After 5 people, you raise it to 700. You get another 5 people to pay. After 5 people, you raise to 800. You get another 5 people to pay. You raise to 900. You get another 5 people to pay. Every single time, this is how we can get to that $6,000. Remember that aim price that we really want to get to, because we're going to just keep validating up. Did 5 people pay this? Cool, let's try 700. 5 people pay that? Cool, let's try 800. 5 people try that? Cool, let's try 900. 5 people buy that? Cool, let's try 1,000, 997, 1,900, like all those different prices. But now you may be thinking, what if somebody doesn't pay? What if someone does not pay, you know, this price? What if someone doesn't pay at one of those rates, right? Should I lower my price back down? The answer is no. And honestly, I'm done with this part. I'm done with the video. This is like a bonus, right? If you feel like you're undercharging for your course, you literally just need to follow these 3 steps. Identify the potential. Ask yourself, how much can somebody make as a beginner if they follow everything I said? Number 2, set a proof price, okay? So it's usually 1% of that potential. So if they could possibly make $100,000 from the skill that you're gonna teach them, what's 1% of $100,000? It's 1,000. If they could possibly make 60 grand, what's 1% of that? It's 600. So you want to set a proof price. Then you want to let the market validate it. Now let me show you how you can kind of improve your chances of the market validating your new price that you want to charge, so you can finally get out the chair so much and finally have more time for your kids and go out and have a date with your husband, your boyfriend. I'm chasing rabbits, as Myron say. So when it comes to that, let's say you launch for $600. Okay? And no one buys it. Right? What a beauty pro would tell you, key word, I said beauty pro. Let me make this in red. What a beauty pro would tell you is, girl, you should lower your course. Nobody paid at the price point that you asked. You should lower your course. You should lower your course. And I need more room, so give me 1 second. You should lower your course, girl. Nobody paid the $600. You should lower your course. What I would tell you is, that's the wrong answer. When someone doesn't pay for your course at a certain price point, your first mind should not be to lower the course price. Your first mind should be, how can I make this offer that I'm offering them more valuable? How can I add more value to this offer? So let's say if I'm trying to sell a course, oh, this is so good. This is so good. If somebody makes it to the end, this is so good. This is so good. Let's say I'm trying to sell a course for $600. And let's say I'm selling a brow mapping course. How I'm thinking about it is, how can I create a new offer that justifies the $600? So this is what I would do. Number one, I will have my foundation. Oh, this is so good. If you stay to the end, this is good. I will have my foundational training inside of there. Let's say like that's the course. Let's say like that's the course. My foundational training. I'm gonna call it the BMP. Let's say that's the course, and let's say that's a total value of, let's say $297. Now I start looking at like, what can I add to this to help my student become more successful? What could I add to this to help my student get the result that they desire faster? So if I show them how to brow map, what if I showed them how to do brow threading? And let's say that's a total value of $997. So now, not only do you get the brow mapping course, you get the brow threading course, and let's just say, what else do they need to be successful? Because if somebody brow maps, if they do brow mapping, the next thing they're gonna do is probably clean it up. So they need a method to learn how to clean it up. That's the brow threading joint. And then after they do that, the next thing that they probably wanna do is probably wanna, do like the brow lammies or the wax and tint and all that type of stuff. So you have another joint in there that has the brow lammy, which is a $997 value. Okay, so now it's starting to make sense. What I'm trying to do is how can I make my value 10 times more than what I'm charging people? Remember that 10x rule. That's all I'm trying to do. So I want to keep adding this stuff up to make my value 10 times more. Okay, let's say I go ahead and store in there a community that the people can network with and all that type of stuff. And let's say that's a total value of $12.97. But then I throw a bonus in there and I say you get bi-weekly coaching calls with me. So let's say if I charge $1,000 for a coaching call and I do them bi-weekly, that's $2,000. That's $2 a month. That's $2,000 a month. 2,000 times 12 is $24,000. Bam. So now if I add this total value up, let's see what this total value is. Now if I add this total value up, it's going to be $297 plus $997 plus $997 plus $1297 plus 24 grand. Now that's a total value of, let me switch colors. Now that's a total value of $27,588. So with that being said, now when I come back with this, instead of just this is way more valuable than this, right? So I'm not just selling another brow mapping course. I'm selling a offer. The ultimate brow artist bundle, right? The ultimate brow artist bundle. The ultimate, I don't know, whatever. The ultimate whatever. Ultimate brow bundle. The ultimate brow academy. Brow artist academy. Like I'm mapping out this type of stuff right here. Boom, brow, that type of stuff. So now, of course, I'm gonna pay you $600 because I get a total value. I get $30,000 worth of stuff for free when I sign up. So I know I kind of had like 2 videos in 1 video, but I really wanted to help an established beautician figure out how to, number 1, figure out the value of what they're offering. Number 2, put it all, set a proof price. Number 3, I wanted you guys to be able to figure out how to ladder effect and stuff like that. And then number 4, I wanted you guys to figure out if somebody did not buy, how can we create something where they can buy, whatever, right? So I think I might do stuff like this. I think I might go ahead and have people send me in hey, I want to sell my course for this. Hey, I want to sell my course for this. Can you create me an offer for my course? And I'll make an offer for their course on YouTube and just send them the video or something like that, okay? So, cool. Last thing. If you are Established Beauty Pro, I have a free PDF you can download. It's going to be in the description. It reveals to you the 3 biggest mistakes beauty pros make that keep them from generating consistent course sales every single month. You can just drop a comment. Not drop a comment. Click the link in my description. It's going to be the first link or second, I don't know, right there, but you will see it. And it's going to take you so you can avoid those mistakes in your business. So I appreciate you guys for listening to this. I'm out. Peace.